So, hello also from my side, Sherif Akhtas, as friendly described before from our owner of the presentation, Mr. Bell. So, happy to share my thoughts regarding the VDW case, which we integrated last year at 2019 at the EMO fair. So, then I would start, have a couple of slides, and if you have questions, please use this in your slot. You have a window there, and Yannick will notice this one. Yannick is our BDM, a business development manager, and probably one sentence to you, Yannick.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sherif. I'm working together with Sherif at T-Systems for the Data Intelligence Hub. We were together at the EMO trade fair last year for the Association for Machine Builders. And we realized the case UMATI and came into the industry as a neutral player, and we developed an offering for that. And yeah, today it's all about the data, as Thorsten Bell said, and I'm very looking forward also to your input and your questions. But first, of course, some theoretical background on the DEUTSCHE and the UMATI case. Sherif, back to you.
Yes. So I structured my presentation in three main parts. The first part is also to give you some examples regarding the data challenges. Yeah. Then I will go to the architecture of the Data Intelligence Hub. This is a solution how we integrated machine data based on the OPC-UA protocol. So the OPC-UA protocol is the main protocol which is also used by UMATI from the VDW. So, and that's our common case. And at the end, I will give you the structure, the digital structure, how was the landscape on the EMO 2019 and how we integrate this in a secure and governed, I would say, approach. Yeah? So let's start. So the what we also have, and we have data is oil, so it could be also another definition. I would say raw data is silver, and the information, the break it down information is the more or less, I would say, the gold. Yeah. So a lot of machine data is in the round, and we are standing before to make them usable for the business processes internally at different line of business internally in the company. So how we can make it possible that this machine data is also useful internal at the company, but also in the, I would say, ecosystem of the companies to make them also available for suppliers, for service companies, for other partners. What is the Data Intelligence Hub? The Data Intelligence Hub is the first marketplace data infrastructure layer solution where we covered the following four, I would say, main topics. The first one is, of course, that we have an analytical approach, yeah, that we have a lot of tools coming from the area of AI, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So you have a workspace where you can use such kind of big data tools for your specific analytical stuffs. The other stuff is you have and also where you can also searching based on metadata on the data marketplace. It's like, I would say, a browser where you can look after different data types, different verticalized approaches. So you will find on the Data Intelligence Hub so a verticalized data offering, a data marketplace, where you can especially make an example. You can look and search after manufacturing data, after logistics data, based on, I would say, different use cases, also on public data. And we process on the DEUTSCHE, yeah, different types of data, but also from the economic side, also different type of, I would say, value of data. So you have, of course, open data from the open landscape, but you have also commercial data like IBM Dataweiser or like Motion Logic, where you have movement data, which is correlated from with the radio mass signals. Yeah, so that is the second topic, the market data place. And the fourth topic is more or less what I also described a bit more, that this one, and that's also a topic today, is driven by a secure and governed layer. So what we have as a summary, First one, we have an analytics method in the DIH. We have the searching engine for the different data types with a data marketplace approach. And the last one, we have a secure and governed data. And the idea is, as described also in the beginning, to uncover the value of different data types in different data streams. So we are also talking about not one data stream, so several data streams. And the final goal should be combine them, prepare them, and then based on the algorithm which you are creating with Python or with R in the development script language, also to get a specific algorithm on that you have I would say a typical data offer which you want to share in your internal organization or also in your ecosystem. So that's also what I described in a few sentences before. The idea is to combine different data streams, make them aggregated, get them in the same format, and in the data factory, the middle one, if you look on the data analytics, I would say description in the middle of the screen, to put some algorithm on it and get a value what you couldn't get from a dedicated data stream. So the idea is to combine it, get the value, the part value from the several data streams out, and combine them and have a new truth of data. Yeah, and as on the right hand side, you will see you can share it, or you can also monetize it, also in a different, I would say, landscape, also ecosystem. And the idea of data is, if you're on a data journey, so it's complex. Yeah, you start at the beginning, get a feeling in which areas of, I would say, which areas of value approaches you have the possibility to drive such kind of use cases, and the complexity is increasing for, if you look on the screen from left to right. So that's I think it's standing for itself. We have a lot of data. It comes also in the society. We have handhelds, we have our app, we have our MacBooks, we have our different Android systems. So data is fact, and that we should concentrate on that is also the fact, to get new value from this. So I would describe it as analytical insights. So let me go once. So there's an, let me go to the Data Intelligence Hub. So the Data Intelligence Hub is an IDS specified international data space associated certified solution, where we set it up the reference architecture from International Data Space Association, and is the first certified solution on that. Why is the IDSA so important? Because IDSA is an European-driven approach where you try to get an idea how you store your data, how do you prepare your data, how do you also aggregate and share your data. So it's a European standard to set up data-related IT infrastructures. Yeah. And based on that, we come also in combination with WDW, where we also describe this in a common way on the EMO, and bring it in from, I would say, also from this IDSA related architecture perspective. Yeah. So, and you see it as in the screen before the last slide. We have dedicated, I would say, pillars in the Data Intelligence Hub. The analytics stuff I described already. The workspace is a dedicated room on the Data Intelligence Hub, where you have the possibility to, based on the, I would say, rights and rules of the applications, to participate in a project room. Yeah. In this project room, you define who can edit the data, who can modify the data, who can only deliver the data. Yes, so the workspace is an enclosed environment where you can also be sure that is your data is in the right hands, and only the project team or project participants can use and handle with those kind of data. And the data catalog, so you can also, of course, public your data offerings. to the audience or to the dedicated colleagues you want to also share internally or externally at partner side. And now to the last, I would say, if you look on the last screen, if you see the description like trust, like openness, like data sovereignty. And I think that's take only this one, please, with you. The data intelligence offers you a platform where you as an user and project owner has the rights of the data. We are only a data infrastructure platform as a software as a service solution. It's a cloud-based solution, yeah, where you as a user and project owner defines who will handle on the data, who will get access on the data, and who will have the possibility to modify his intellectual property on the data, yeah. And that's really important. We are the Deutsche Telekom AG, T-Systems are standing for the, I would say, neutral player approach. In German, we call it Treuhänder-Ansatz, so that that we have here a secured and governed approach for your machine data. Yeah. And now I would go to the description of the UMATI stuff. So I also described it a bit in the beginning. So we have a communication protocol called OPC UA. Yeah, so that's an, I would say, a communication standard protocol where machines communicate to their own environment. And with this one, with this standardized approach, VDW create his own OPC UA communication protocol, yeah, based on this standard, and we call this one UMATI. And this UMATI standard becomes more and more famous, yeah, also not only in the European, also on a global scale, international scale, yeah. And what we did here at the EMO 2019 is that we combined from 70 different machinery fleet suppliers and machinery producers, different data from 100 machines. So we combine based on the UMATI standard, the machine data, bring it to the DIH. You see it in the middle of the right side, yeah, that we take the machine data, put it on the DIH, aggregate this one, and we play following use case. Machine is running and is productive with his production order. Machine is running and independently from the reason it's not executable. It was a green and a red light, and machine is running but has not finished his production order. Yeah, that was a free cases which we take traffic light approach with red for not execution, with orange for in action but not finalized the production order, and green has finalized the production order. Yeah, so that was the use case. Now we are more and more getting deeper with the VDW and create also now the enrichment of the UMATI stuff and go more and more deeper here and have the first conversation also with the support from VDW in regarding VDMA, next a big machinery association, also in the area of robotics, but also in the area of polyethylene producers who have specific requirements based on the OPC UA. So you have to enrich the existing UMATI standard a bit more fields, more attributes, more description on that. But at the end, UMATI will an all-over communication protocol. So you see it also on the screen on the left side. You have the machines at the EMO, and where we have different machinery fleets, yeah, based from 70 different suppliers and machinery owners, yeah, and bring it then this one to the showcase demonstrator. So we had a client, and at the right side you will it's so that you have a client. On the left side you have the machine that we take based on the UMATI protocol, takes the data, aggregate it on the data intelligence hub in the middle on the data hub, yeah, and send these data, then make it available on the IT side, and send these data to the client, to the UMATI showcase demonstrator. Yeah. And our idea is here, so also to drive it in a more, I would say, also in a more broader way. That was only conditional monitoring regarding the first use case. Now we have also ideas to drive that for predictive maintenance, for also allocation of workload production, and also optimization of the whole digital plant or machinery fleet environments. We'll take over to the next slide. So if we look on the high level architecture, what we have here, so important is that you have on your machinery side, on the left side, some kind of new machine where you have the possibility to drive OPC UA communication, yeah, or you have some devices which you connect to old machines, and these devices have the possibility also to drive that, yeah. So with that, we bundle those kind of machine data with the UMATI connector, centralizes in the data hub, and based on the UMATI data hub, which is lying on the DIH data hub, we have the possibility to share this internally internally in the company, in the machinery fleet area, or combine those kind of machine data also with other specific ecosystem data. Yeah, that's really important, because it's not only a machine data stuff, it's also running in the direction how I can aggregate different types of data streams with the existing machine data and try to get also, I make an example, the machinery services are driven by a partner from the machinery company, yeah, so that he has also the possibility to know, here's a machine failure, here's a machine not executable, some production orders are not running, and these data, the conditional approach of those machines are directly allocated, as an example, also to service partners who are carrying on the maintenance, yeah. So that make it visible in a secure and governed area. I told it as a workspace, so that in a workspace you have the possibility to invite, besides your own company, also trustful partner who are acting in a service maintenance area, or you name it, yeah. So that's really important. So if we what we have also here is the we connect on the EMO with virtual private network. We are now discussing also with the VDW also to have the possibility through and reverse connect approach to make it more and more secure in this way, because VPN is good, but the reverse connect approach is from the security perspective on a higher degree. So now we are working through that the connectors are acting on a reverse connect approach. That would mean that the machines are connecting to the data hub, yeah, proactively, and that makes a bit more secure on that side. And then you have the data in your distributed data store on the data hub, and you can also get, if needed, if you have a scale approach, of course, set up different types of data hub instances. Yeah, so that's really important, that you have also the possibility to scale the UMATI DIH approach. Also, if you have a lot of machines in Germany, or probably in Singapore, probably in Canada, that you have also the possibility to scale this one in a secure and governed approach. So what we have also is besides, if you want to drive it also like for a peer-to-peer connector, if you want to drive it with a connector approach, that's really good to have the value of trustful communication between partners. And that's also in the UMATI case stuff, that we have the possibility to drive from the machine data through the data connector to the aggregated layer of the data hub and then share it to different types. In our showcase, the EMO demonstrator, but you can also allocate this to different types of other apps or of pre-configured own developed clients. Yeah. And the other stuff is, if you want to, that's also a possibility, additional possibility, and peer-to-peer integration. Then you have also as a possibility to integrate between two machinery fleet environments also per connector. So that's I would say important in the case of if you have a lot of regulations, or if you have a lot of, I would say, internally governance rules which you want to drive, that you have also the possibility to have a peer-to-peer integration. So if we look, so what's if we summarize a bit, I would say the advantages. You are working with the UMATI based on a, I would say, predefined, industry-approved OPC UA machine communication protocol. So it becomes more and more that a lot of associations are getting on the UMATI standard. Yeah, and you know it also from your side that the OPC UA communication protocol is the base for your machines. And with VDW, you have a really good player, although a good partner from our side, who's driving now this OPC UA, enrich this also to sub-verticals of the machinery, like robotics, like also polymer processing machinery areas, and so on. Yeah, so you have an industry standard, the first one, a secure and governed environment with a DIH player from the Deutsche Telekom, who's more data platform and is standing for as a neutral player, that your process data, your intellectual property is not attackable from outside, and have the possibilities together with those kind of I would say approaches to drive your own use cases in the area of predictive maintenance, in the area of services approaches, also in the area of production, allocation of production workloads. Yeah, and you as an owner of those kind of use cases are the purely 100%, I would say, orchestrator of your own data. We as VDW and Deutsche Telekom are standing only as a platform that you can drive your machine data in the way you want to do it for the future or in the current phase. And security, of course, one, the Industrial Data Space Association, one, I would say, also an industry-driven association, which drives that, which drives security and governance, I would say, roadmaps are applying also to the common approach of the VDW based on the Data Intelligence Hub. So that was also, if I described a bit, yeah, so what you can do here is, if you look on the more on the enterprise security, probably we have some security colleagues here in that we drive it with Kerberos, with LDAP and Sentry security solutions here in the area of communication, machine data communication. And what's really important, because Data Intelligence Hub is an software as a service cloud solution, that you have the possibility to put some data on the edge, but as possible also on the cloud area. Yeah? So we can manage the workloads as you want, as the use cases are requiring in this area. So and that's also a possibility. Take the idea with you that you have the possibility to drive and process data on the edge, on-prem, but also in the cloud. Yes, and if we summarize it, and then we have some remaining minutes for a question from your side, is yes, it's a trustful solution. We were with our partner VDW and Deutsche Telekom AG are standing as a player to create an environment where you have the possibility to drive your machine data in a secure and governed environment, and make your machine data valuable internally for your own company, but also in your own ecosystem for your suppliers, partners, and also different subsidiaries all over the world, national or on a global scale. That was my presentation. Thank you. At the end, I will also give you my email. Nice picture from my side. And of course, you have my mobile phone. You can call me. You can write me an email. Thank you for your attention. Now I would open the slot for the questions.
Thank you very much, Sherif. That was an interesting presentation. Bringing all these different types of machines together on the data side is, in my opinion, one of the most exciting activities in the last time. And that will lead us to way better communication and integration possibilities in the future. Questions? I don't think there are questions here at the moment. So, no.
No question. Okay. We have, of course, the possibility to submit the presentation, I think, and if some participants are focusing on that or have some additional questions, you have in the slide deck also my email and my phone number. Happy to hear from you.
Okay, thank you, and also thank you to Janek, who is also listening, and a few final words from me. To all the participants, you can find a participation certificate in the webinar planning tool for download, and maybe we'll see on the next METAV web session here or on METAV 2021 in Düsseldorf. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.